Do you get it? I need my PJs. I just got home. I have here a thing that has my microphone. I hope this time the sound will be okay. I hope this video will be short. I don't want to give you a treaty or something. I want to share with you the gifts in books that I received in my birthday. It was in February, whatever. And I have to say that I broke my... what I have said before here about the book buying ban that I was going to start. So I make the deal with myself in January and I didn't keep it. So I said, well, I start in February, not realizing that February is my anniversary month. So of course I would want to maybe give something to myself. So duh. So I bought some books for myself. I had some, it's not a voucher, it's like how do you call it? But it's like if you purchase something in a said site or bookstore online, you get a reward for, if you can say that, like a few euros in your balance of your account. So I have, it was like 6 euros or something. So I bought 3 books. Well, one of them, it's a book, yes, but it's not per se literature. It's kind of, it's related with music. So maybe I will talk about it someday, I don't know. But those haven't arrived yet. From what I gathered from the site, they made the request for the book, and it's the book of music that I'm talking about. It's the only one that is missing from my pack of books. So, but yeah, so 3 books here. This one here, The Arabian Girls by Kate Moore. Of course, this is kind of, well, in my last video I talked about annotations, so annotating books, and there I brought up, to give you an example, how I annotate my books. Half-Lives, that is a non-fiction, and this one is also a non-fiction. And there I remember clearly to give you an example of a thing I do that everyone does. I'm not the only one, I'm not saying that. But it is that to circulate some terms or some concepts or some keywords. And fun enough, I talked about Radium Girls there, that I even refer to this book, that I, well, end up to receiving it as a birthday gift. So I'm really pleased because I wanted to read this one for a while now, and of course I have it's always like this. So I made a whole vlog about Marie Curie, Pierre Curie. That was a biography written by their youngest daughter, Eve Curie. And then I also read that book, Half-Lives, that is about the history of radium, so in the topic. And this one is also in the topic. And now I found well, more specific books regarding Marie Curie and Pierre Curie, because I'm very interested in their achievements and also them as people and their lives and so on. And I found, I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses on because I'm old. So the book, I will leave a picture because I don't have it. It's called Radioactive, Marie and Pierre Curie, A Tale of Love and Fallout. So I want to read this one as well, but of course I have to acquire it first. And as I'm in book buying ban, that perhaps will not happen this year, but let's see how my life goes and how my reading life goes, and you know, all the lives that are happening. Lives, I mean, you know, the events, you know. So this one here is about a group of women that during the First World War, they were working for a factory, painting clocks, watches and military dials with a special luminous substance made from radium. And at the time, it was said to them that this job wasn't dangerous for their health, and eventually, of course, that came out to be untrue. I'm not sure that is something that, well, I think in Half-Lives they talk a bit about that. But if I'm not mistaken, from that book Half-Lives that I read, and I have a vlog that I'm going to link somewhere, I think that the company at the time knew already that radium had collateral effects, and they still were using them, or were using it because of the luminosity in the dark that it had. But I'm not sure, and now I don't quite remember. I don't know if it was a combo of the information not being really available in the way that it is nowadays, right? Or a few years after that. So it was a bit unknown what the health issues radium caused. But I think that they had already a few information about it, but they discarded it, and they of course looked at profit, or for profit, and you know, they put women in the working force during the war, and well, they eventually had diseases and so on and so forth, and they end up to put an action, judicial action against their employers, I'm sorry, and they fought very hard to get their rights or the information out that radium was dangerous and that they were having health issues and they were dying because of working with radium. So this book will talk about specifically about these women and what they went through and how they fought. And together with that one that I talked to you about, maybe I do another vlog. I'm, you know, I love doing thematic readings, don't you? Okay, so the next one, The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. So I'm just going to read, maybe let me see. I think I'm just going to read the first paragraph of what it says here in the back. A singular and stunning debut novel about the forbidden union between two enslaved young men on a deep south plantation. The refuge they find in each other and the betrayal that threatens their existence. I have heard about this book, but then, and I perhaps have mentioned it, and then I kind of, I know, it slipped through. But then more recently, but it was a coincidence, I saw someone reading this one and they mentioned it in a story or something. They were enjoying it very much and they were kind of excited talking about it. And then when they, finalized the book, they were kind of, yeah, it was good, but the end, meh. So, I didn't want to hear that. But, just from what I said in the, what he said, just from what I read in the back, I think this has potential. This has potential. Jesus. Sometimes I stumble in my words. And I am quite excited. I find the cover so beautiful. But it was one person, so maybe I will agree, maybe I won't. So I have to refer myself, right? So yeah. And the last one, if walls, I give up. Jesus. If Walls Could Talk by Lucy Worsley. Yep. An intimate history of the home. So here it is. I have seen documentaries with this historian. One that I remember most is one about Richard III of England. Well, Richard III is controversial because some people think that they did it and others don't. From the things that I've been seeing and reading about it, I'm kind of leaning to he didn't do it, but of course I have to read more about it. But the whole story about how his body was found, the story of the woman who battled for his body being found and he being buried with other monarchs. So you have to research something about Richard III and about this has nothing to do with what I was supposed to be talking about, but I think this is important information for you to research about, because it's, if you are like me at least, you will enjoy it. So research for Philippa Langley and how she and other people in looking for Richard project end up finding Richard III. So, but well, about this book, right? Why did the flushing toilet take 2 centuries to catch on? What was a grounding chair? When did women start wearing knickers? Why did medieval people sleep sitting up? Why for centuries did people fear fruit? Through the bedroom, bathroom, living room and kitchen, acclaimed historian Lucy Worsley explores how people really lived, loved and died from medieval times to present day, and also makes you see your own home with new eyes. I find this topic interesting, and this is just one of those that I want to have from her. I already have a list, like one about Queen Victoria, daughter, wife, mother, widow, and another about Jane Austen called Jane Austen at Home, a biography. So as you can see, I really enjoyed the author and the historian. I'm really excited to pick this one up. Well, I said it was going to be a short video, right? Yeah, I remember. I simply can't do it. I ramble, I stumble, Just a final note. I wonder if you like to watch the Eurovision. So this year I didn't vote, but it ended up winning here in Portugal at least. I didn't accompany the semifinals and finals of other countries for selecting the song to go to the Eurovision. But here in Portugal, it ended up winning the song that I liked the most. I saw the first semi-final, like glimpses, then I couldn't watch the second semi-final. But I've heard the songs in YouTube or on YouTube. I have to say that my two favorites were one by Fernando Daniel, that is one musician here in Portugal that I really admire. But the song that ended up winning was from the group Napa, Deslocado is the song name. So Napa is the band name and Deslocado is the song name. And they are from Madeira, the island, I suppose. Sorry if I think they are. At least they talk about it in the song, or refer it at least. And it's so relatable, at least for the majority. Well, I think I can't speak really for myself, but I appreciate the feeling in another way, I suppose. And just wondering if you kind of accompany, if you are aware of what happened during these last 2 weekends here in Portugal, or if you are aware of the songs, if you usually go and research for them. Even you don't have to be Portuguese or be living in Portugal to comment about it. If you are a Eurovision viewer, you can research for, I will leave the photos somewhere. You can research for it, please. if you want, of course. And just let me know a bit of your thoughts, if you enjoyed it, what you think. The song is in Portuguese, but you can look for the translation, of course. And let me know what you think about the theme of the song. That one, of course. And I really got happy when I knew that they had won. I think we are going to be really well represented, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm sorry. Nothing to do with nothing, but just to share a thought. And please share with me as well. And yeah, I will see you on the next one. Bye.